you want to give me a present, you give me a good life. That's something I can value.
Hello and welcome to the Nonsense Chronicles. I am Doug Sashry and I'm joined here today by...
Robin Diola.
And today we're joined by Scotty Austin, or is it the Scotty Austin Project?
Well, it's Scotty Austin and Gypsy Bone is what we call it.
That's right. I've heard that at the show before, and I like that. Well, thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks for having us.
All right. We're here today to talk about each of y'all. And why don't we start off with you, Boaty? Why don't you tell us your origins as far as playing music? I said origins this time and not oranges.
Man, I don't. Honestly, man, I all kinds of music. I like everything. You know what I mean? I started out playing like blues and stuff like that. Was what was my main influence of music and stuff, and I just growed into my own thing. I never took lessons. I never did anything like that. I just picked it up and learned it.
Very cool.
You know, so that was my thing. So.
What did you play that in what area?
Oh, Tennessee. I'm growed up in Parsons, Tennessee. It's a little bitty small town on Tennessee River. Not a lot to do there. Get in trouble, play music.
Look, I'm going to intercept a little bit.
Yeah.
He didn't just do that. His whole family for generations have been playing music.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he did grow up in a family atmosphere. His dad was a touring bass
Right.
player. So he was around a lot of great
Yeah,
musicians.
I grew up around music all 24/7 was music.
That is pretty cool.
So that's part of your DNA then.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
I think it's in the DNA and everyone in West Tennessee, kind of.
Right.
Nice.
What about you, Mr. Nick?
I am Nick DiBlasio. I grew up in a rural town in North Carolina called Canton. When I was about 16, I moved to the town where Boaty's from, and he was right. It was just a whole lot of either get in trouble or play music or do both, so I did both. But, yeah, my whole family did the same thing like y'all. Everybody grew up playing music, always around it. Family gatherings, it was always just a good party. Everybody breaking out mandolins and acoustic
Oh,
guitars.
nice.
But, yeah, as far as musical influences, man, Roger Waters, one of my favorites. Les Claypool, Victor Wooten, Geezer Butler. That was like one of the first guys I was like, I got to play like him if I'm going to play bass, you know what I mean?
All the great bassists.
Oh, yeah, man, like super phenomenal guys. But, yeah, and then I just looked up and got around these guys about the time they started doing this and kind of ended up here with them.
Were you playing local?
Yeah, I've always been in local gigs. Me and Boaty was in a local band for a long time. Me and my brother did it for a long time. Other friends and stuff. This is a lot bigger scale than what we were doing at the house, for sure. For sure.
So you enjoying it?
Oh, yeah, it's awesome.
That's right.
It is definitely one of the better experiences I've had in recent times, anyway.
Any crazy band names along the way that can be said publicly?
Nobody would know them anyway. It's ain't no big for me.
Okay, just you never know the name. Just like this podcast, we did a little bit offhand, So
I was seeing it when you was tapping the thing in on the Xbox earlier, though. That was cool. It's like no nonsense. What?
Scotty, what about let's go to Stephen first.
Hey,
Tell us where you're from.
man.
What's growing up? How did you get into music? Who influenced you?
Well, I was a child of a small town called Trenton, Tennessee, and my origin in music, my stepdad and my mom got married when I was real young. I think 3 years old, maybe, and he was a sessions drummer out of Memphis, Tennessee. And Gene used to play with Jerry Lee Lewis and a bunch of other artists, and I remember meeting him for the very first time, and Mom would take us over to his house, and he had this huge drum set, big black with the big old 1970s deep shells, and I just was amazed. I mean, it was beautiful. I'm like, ah, and I knew that's what I want to do with my life. I don't know what it is, but I know it looks cool.
And see, I think a lot of musicians, they had music in their family, but they don't necessarily play the same instruments. So that is kind of cool. That
Oh, I saw it and I knew it, and I can tell. Gene looked at me and says, "Wow, this kid's kind of interested in this." So he grabbed me and put me up on his drum throne, and here's some sticks. It's like a language. I knew what to do. I wasn't any good at it, but I know you take this and you hit this and hit that, and it does something. And I was just wild, And I'm a rocker. I mean, I grew up, in the '80s. I mean, I was born in the '70s, but the live music scene and everything of the '80s just really brought me in with the rock and roll, Motley Crue. I mean, I was into all that stuff, and I'm a rocker. I'm a hard hitter.
Power drummer.
I'm a power drummer. I think Tommy Lee was a hard hitting drummer and just looked cool, and I thought that was. Man, plus that guy can get all kind of chicks.
Yeah.
So we all know that. So I knew
that's always the backstory.
Yeah. Well,
It doesn't hurt the backstory.
Yeah. Well,
and I'm also a groove drummer. So you're John Bonham. Everybody loves John Bonham. I was asked to do like a little story in a book a few years ago, and it was about John Bonham. And I think Eric Singer from Kiss is in it, and I was in it. Basically, just asking all these other drummers about John Bonham, who was the guy to you, his influence. I said, John Bonham is the governor of groove.
Yeah.
And he was like, wow, that's pretty deep. So I just knew that's the guy, man. Tommy Lee's my hard hitter. And John Bonham is my groove, so that's my two. So I've got all my bases covered. There you go.
It's amazing that he's been gone so long, but people still.
Oh, he's still there. I mean, he's
drop his name like he's
He'll always
still
be
here.
relevant.
Yeah.
He's in the airwaves forever, and he's always in our hearts. So.
That's right.
true. Scotty Austin,
Yes, sir.
tell us where you're from, Scotty, and music. What got to you?
Well, I grew up in a musical family like everyone else here. I'm from West Tennessee, a small town called Parsons, same place Boaty is from. Well, we're based out of and around. All of these small towns are really close. And I grew up with both my mom and father's side of the family were music related. I grew up in a Pentecostal religious band. I don't know if you're familiar. If you're not, in the southeastern United States, it's a pretty popular religion, but it's, I guess, the thing that most people think of is the snake handlers, the scary snake handlers.
I've seen that movie.
Yeah, well, we didn't handle snakes, but it was a real intense, like bluegrass style show for God.
Nice.
Where they're talking in tongues, they call it, where they're running up and down the aisle.
Yeah.
It's super intense. Well, my mom's side of the family had a family band, and we did that. I started playing drums with that family band when I was very young. And my other grandfather on the other side, he was a successful songwriter, country writer. He wrote for Willie Nelson cut one of his songs. He wrote the B-side to the song "Stand By Your Man."
Oh wow.
So I grew up around a lot of famous country musicians. But I'm a rock and roller through and through, so what I do is different. I guess I could play country because, you can hear me talk.
Well, yeah, that's
There is an energy difference between
Yeah, it's an
country
energy
and rock,
difference.
yeah.
And it's like Steven said, it's that, that hard hitting, that feeling, that the 80s rock really inspired me. I was on the way to church camp one time, and my cousin had a Appetite for Destruction.
Oh, nice.
And I got to hear that because I never heard a guitar with electricity, like distortion and stuff before. I was well into middle school, and I heard Appetite for Destruction. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
And it was all downhill from there. I heard electric guitar with distortion, and then I was like, I want to be a guitar player. Like, I want to play lead guitar, like, Joe Perry, Jimi Hendrix, Jimmy Page, all the Jimmys,
All the Jimmys.
But, I wanted to stand up there all, powerful and confident. And it was just very cool. But I ended up being a singer, how about that?
But you play blues as well, right?
I am a blues guitar player,
Yes.
a country guitar player, I'm fairly proficient on guitar. I've studied it a long time.
If you get a chance to see him do a solo during 1,000 songs, it's to be appreciated.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I grew up on, blues. I mean, however, I've never played it. I was always intimidated by it.
One of my first gigs, I got to sit in playing drums with Stevie Ray Vaughan one
Oh,
time
wow.
because he knew my mom and her boyfriend at the time, and he was playing at the Rum Boogie Cafe, and he let me sit in when I was 12, really young. I had no clue what I was actually getting into because he was just, he was just there, and he said, and then he let me get up there and just basically stink up a song. but
That's great.
I remember that, and I still tell that story all the time.
It's a good
Well,
story.
It probably made you hungry for more. Like, hey, I want to do this.
Well, he asked me if he could sleep with my mom, and I was so offended.
A rock star.
He
man.
really did. And I was like, no. And he's like, well, she said I had to ask you first. In retrospect, I'm like, she didn't expect you were actually going to ask me. Like they're like, well, you got to ask my son first.
Right.
Well, he did.
He did.
And I was just like, you smelled like an old wino. Asking me that. I was like, I hate you.
That's a great story.
A wild one for sure.
Yeah.
Well, what do you see? You came. Was it last year that you started the solo?
It was August before this last year, wasn't we? Ran all last year. So we're at a year and a half now with this. Me and Steven here, we parted ways with the really wonderful band Saving Abel, which we're obviously fans of. And we're doing our own thing. We left them July the 31st, and then August the 13th was our first solo gig. So about less than 2 weeks later, we were on our doing this.
And
2 weeks.
Less than 2 weeks.
That's fast. Yeah.
Now,
And it was a big show, the first
Wow.
one in.
what about? And you and Stephen have played together for quite some time now, too.
Yeah, a long time. What, 15 years maybe? Yeah, at least 15.
Wow.
At least 15.
You tell the story about how you got. How'd you get discovered by Abel?
Oh well, me and Steven had a group together called Trash the Brand, and we played in Jackson, Tennessee, and started moving around, and got quite a bit of local recognition there, and started getting a good crowd, and we recorded a record with Justin Reimer. He's the guitar player for the band 12 Stones, but he runs a wonderful studio in Memphis called Cross Track Studio, and we ended up cutting a record, and Jeff Hansen, the really big music manager, got a hold of our record, and he just thought it was the best thing he'd ever heard, or that's what he said, like managers do.
Right.
So take that with a grain of salt.
Right.
But I believe Jeff when he says stuff because he's mean and honest. But he said it was his favorite record. He's like, man, He's like, when I first heard it, I'm like, God, I hate this guy's voice. He's like, the next thing I know, I'm listening to it all the time. And he called me up and he said, I want to be your manager. And I'm like, well, I don't want a manager, So it was like, well, what do I need to do to get you to be a manager? I'm like, well, I'm a big Saving Abel fan. He managed Saving Abel.
Oh.
And I was like, well, they're playing in Memphis, which is about 50 miles from Jackson, 60, 70 miles, somewhere around there. I was like, they're playing in Memphis this weekend. We want to open the show for them. And he said, deal. And he called up and he had some band kicked off the show and he put us on it.
Wow.
And we played, and as soon as the show was over, they Saving Abel said, we want you to be our new singer. And 2 weeks after that, we went on the road. And I said, I'll be the singer if Steven can come play drums.
Okay.
And they said, absolutely. So,
It's 2-for-1 deal.
yep.
Sweet.
That's why we're here now. Steven's with me still. And you can't have a good rock band. Any of you guys out there that are trying to put together a band, I'm a songwriter. And any song can go anywhere. It comes down to the rhythm section. So if you want a rock band, you need a rock and roll bass player and a rock and roll drummer. Otherwise, you're going to have a jazz band.
Right.
But any kind. It's the
Right.
rhythm that really defines the genre. Because a good song can go anywhere. It's just defined by the rhythm section. Hell, Steven, I'll tell you how he got to be in my band. This is a crazy story. It's a good one. Like, see, I grew up with Boaty, and we had the same babysitter when we were kids. So when we left Saving Abel, I wanted to get back to my roots. And so I went home and got these two wonderful musicians. They've been playing it out at honky tonks for years, so they're like seasoned old school beast. But I had a drummer that I grew up with, and he was my drummer because I've been doing this since I was in middle school, trying to write songs and record them. This guy was with me all the way through middle school, up through college, and then after college. And when I started this band, Trash the Brand, I was speaking of, he was the drummer. Granted, he's fantastic. He's a fantastic drummer, but he's really jazzy, so it didn't really relate to people yet. But I was still doing it. Well, Steven got a recording of me just singing and playing acoustic, some of the songs I had written, and me and Steven had never met. And Steven, being the big dog he is, he hit me up. He's like, "Hey, man, this is the music I've been looking for. You know, this is what now I hear it. I know this is where I'm supposed to be." And we're just like, "Yeah, cool and stuff." Didn't think nothing else about it. Well, I had a show one night, and Steven showed up before the band, and set his drums up. And so when my drummer set up, Steven's like,
Nice.
No, I'm the drummer now.
Nice.
The guy's like, "Well, I'm supposed to be playing." He's like, No, I'm the drummer now. And when I showed up, Steve was there set up, and he's like, "Let's do this." And here we go, rocking ever since. He took that stuff, didn't he?
Oh my God.
That's what you call the alpha dog.
Yes, very much so.
Hey, yeah, you should come hear the band live if you think they're tough. And these stories, you should hear the live scenario. I call him the wood chipper because all night while he's playing behind me, wood chips are hitting me on the back, busting those drumsticks up.
Well, hopefully you got sponsors for those sticks.
He does. Well, who you sponsored by?
Yeah, who's your sponsor?
It's a company out of Elroy, Wisconsin called LAR Drumsticks. I mean, everything's made custom. I remember it took us almost 6 months to get this perfect stick just right. Because he said, "Okay, here's some. We'll try this. It's a little heavy here. It's a little light there. I want more beefy here." So, boom, here you go. Try this one.
So you
Yeah,
use
6
a heavier
months.
stick?
Well, yeah. Oh man, I have huge hands.
Tree trunks.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he plays with tree trunks.
Yeah, and I do hit hard, so I want something that's going to be beefy, strong. It's going to hold up. So yeah, that is LAR Drumsticks out of Elroy, Wisconsin.
Nice. And extra thick cymbals.
Hit him up. Tell him Steven sent you.
There you go. Anybody else have sponsors?
Black Star.
Black Star. That's a great sponsor.
Black Star amplification out of
Yep.
UK.
Wow, that's a great sponsor.
I really like them, man. They're good.
Yeah, I played through their amp before.
Yeah.
I think I played through one of their 212
I
60
use
amp.
a Club 40. It's no Club 50. It's Mark II. It's pretty nice. I
Yeah,
like
they
it.
sound great.
Yeah,
It's
cool.
tubes.
Yeah.
Great.
We
It's
searched a long
hybrid.
time for that good tone when we
Yeah.
started the solo project. We couldn't find anything, and he
Yeah.
found this Black Star, and it's where it's at. Our whole stage is covered with Black Star.
Everything with Black Star bass and guitar.
Oh, wow.
picks. Yeah, complete things Black Star. It works. They do good.
Well, that's a nice sponsorship.
And Steven is sponsored by Pearl as well.
Oh, you're sponsored by Pearl?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Pearl sent me a kit back in 2014. I love the kit. It's a scientifically designed kit because I have 2 small toms and 2 big floor toms and a big kick. My small tom is made out of birch, and from there it goes down to the next drum, which is made out of maple. So already I'm getting like 2 different woods going on.
Yeah.
But there are certain kind of woods that are better as far as your frequencies for low ends or high ends. So they just got it down. So yeah, birch, maple, and then some African mahogany as you go down bigger.
Wow.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it's a science, man. It's definitely a science.
And what do y'all see, Scotty? We kind of touched about it. In 2023, your schedule for y'all looks a lot more aggressive. You're teaming with other bands, and y'all are going out and doing these runs together.
Well, yeah, we're on fire this year. To be honest with you, we are by the middle of February. Our year was completely booked up. So last year we were getting out. We still are. Since we parted ways with Saving Abel, we're now with Scotty Austin, and here, and it's like people don't know who we are really. So we're out trying to develop that connection with people, but we're still doing what we've always done, which is get on stage and give it 1,000%. So we're just getting out there kicking butt and hoping that people come to see us, and if they do, to come say hello, because we like chatting with people.
That's good. That's a good show, and yeah, y'all are booked with several bands, and we'll we'll promote it through the year. We'll drop hints. We're going to do that with our friends over the course of the year, and of course this podcast. So we're going to always promote music.
Well, we're in the middle of a run right now as we're coming through Houston with you guys. We're on tour with the band Flaw and Shallow Side, and to me they're just great, and it's been going really good. I love being on a run with other good bands when everybody's nice, you know.
Yeah, that helps.
So we're out kicking butt right now. So we're being, I don't know when you plan on this coming out, but
Yeah, we're going to be. This will probably be a few weeks.
okay. Well, you guys, anyone who wants to see us, come check us out. You can check out our schedule on, what is it, ScottyAustinOfficial.com. We have all the dates there and it's constant updates on that. And you can find us on social media, of course. Hit us up.
So I did want to ask, what does your set look like now that you're doing your solo project?
Well, we do. It's pretty different. It's a lot different than we did with Saving Abel. You know, we do a few of the tracks off the song I did with record I did with Saving Abel.
Okay.
Was me and Steven did Bloodstained Revolution. We do a couple of those tracks, and we do some of our old Trash the Brand stuff. We do a lot of brand new stuff.
Okay.
And you know, I do a cover of a couple of my favorite Saving Abel songs as well. So I mean,
I heard Rebel Yell.
oh yeah, well
Yeah.
that one, yeah, we love playing that. Man,
Yeah,
that goes over
it's fun.
great too. Everyone loves that song.
It's
great
a
song.
real good closer, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And our show opened up with his new song "Money," and yeah,
as you can tell, we got some pretty aggressive music in this new lineup.
That's nice.
So we're just out having a blast. I mean, our show, I would compare our show to just a shotgun blast going off.
Nice.
It's immediately in your face, and it stays pretty much there.
And afterwards, you're good, like meeting people and
Oh yeah, yeah.
fans and stuff.
Usually we end up closing the places down.
Nice.
And then we have to load out. And then that's when it gets real fun.
Yeah. After everyone's bought you shots and
Oh yeah,
And
with
you're
these
trying
guys
to-
over here now, they'll take shots with you.
nice.
Oh, definitely.
Me and Steven try not to do that as much. Sometimes we get wrapped up by these guys and their peer pressure over here.
So are you doing any festivals?
Yeah, we have a few festivals this year. We're doing Bratfest in Wisconsin. Man, that's always a great time. The day we're playing with Tone Loc.
Oh,
Day we're
wow.
playing Tone Loc and
that's right.
amazing.
Kid and Play.
Yeah.
Kid and Play.
Kid and play.
I know we're going to be on stage with those guys, and that's going to be
What
a
is-
blast.
What is it about Wisconsin? And man, they just have music festival after music
I
festival.
mean, they have a lot of music fans there, man. Those people, we spend a lot of time in Wisconsin
Yeah, we do.
because we freaking love it.
And it's
I
not
love those
hot like
people, and they
Texas.
love me.
yeah.
They love us up there because we love them. You know, but like we're from West Tennessee. I consider myself kind of a redneck, and it's a badge of honor to me because we like listening to music and drinking beer and eating good. I mean,
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
but they do that well there. But that Bratfest, it's sponsored by Johnsonville, so the backstage is all just a spread of bratwurst and beer.
Wow.
Like, you can't go wrong with that.
No.
That's pretty good.
We have several more, but we have so many dates on this run. I would spend half this podcast reading them off to you. So everyone, please go to the website and check it out and come see us.
ScottyAustinOfficial.
ScottyAustinOfficial.com. Yes.
I saw you doing the charity show, Dug Duck Jeep.
Yes, that's a really cool organization right there.
It's
just
in
built
October?
completely out of love. You know, I'm not sure off the top of
Yeah,
my
I
head.
think it's in October at some time.
But that's a really cool thing that they do. It's wild how that started. The lady that started, she is so sweet.
Yeah, that is pretty bizarre. and it's just blown up.
Yeah. Overnight, it's you Jeep folks are like Harley riders, man.
Right,
It's like
Jeepers.
They're always like ming 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 ming.
And that steering wheel
Yeah.
wave.
Yeah. And they take these little ducks and they put them on each other's Jeeps all over the country. Like
Right.
if you see somebody with a Jeep, they leave a duck for them.
That's right.
It's a
I never heard too much. I've
because you
heard
don't have
of
a
it.
Jeep.
That's right. No Jeep. I'm an SUV guy.
I've only been ducked once, and it was pretty cool.
Well,
I admit it.
Those duckers.
Yeah.
is that when you crossed the Rubicon?
No, they ducked my Rubicon.
See?
You could beep these perfectly.
Yeah, really.
Well, is that anything else that you want to put out there before we wave off into the future?
Yeah, please go on Spotify and check out our new singles that we have out. We have Money. We haven't released it to radio as of yet. It may be by the time this comes out, but we've hit across the platforms right at 1 million streams on it. So it's done really well.
It's on Apple Music as well. That's where.
Yes, it's on
that's where I play it from.
all the streaming services. I say Spotify because I really like making as least as possible.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Because it's the first thing that comes to my mind.
It
Spotify,
is.
I love it.
I think everybody
But,
goes to Spotify.
yeah, you can find it
it's
anywhere.
an easy one to use for sure.
Yeah.
And we have the 2 singles out. We released Rebel Yell right after we first went solo and got lucky. We had 23 on the Billboard indicator charts
Nice.
with that one, which was
Very cool.
very surprising and happy. But I got to be honest, I'm super pleased with it. I think it came out awesome.
It did.
So
It's great.
you guys check it out. We just have those 2 songs now. We're just building, and we need all the support we can get. We'll be releasing another single before long, but I do have to finish putting money on the regular radio for people. But as Doug asked me, I think I might be releasing another song just to the streaming services as a bonus. So you guys make sure you get on there, follow it, so when it does come out, you'll get the notifications for all of that.
If you come see us, you might hear it before it comes out.
We play some stuff that
There you go.
live
That's the
that we
bonus.
haven't released at all. There's quite a bit of stuff in the live show that you can only hear at the live show.
Yeah.
Well, that's the Nonsense Chronicles for this week. Please subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.